Have you ever confronted someone calmly, just trying to share how you feel, only to end up feeling guilty, blamed, and completely confused? What if I told you that was never an accident? It was manipulation. Today, you'll discover exactly how narcissists play the victim to control you without ever looking guilty. This tactic, known as victim playing, is one of the most hidden and powerful narcissistic strategies. It works so well because it hijacks your natural empathy and turns it against you, leaving you emotionally disoriented and questioning your own reality. By the end of this video, you will have a clear understanding of the psychology behind this behavior, the exact phrases they use, and most importantly, how to protect yourself. We're going to uncover the signs and provide the psychological explanations you can immediately recognize, helping you find clarity in the chaos. So, why do narcissists play the victim? It's not about genuine hurt. It's a calculated move rooted in their core psychological needs. First, it's about avoiding accountability at all costs. A narcissist's fragile ego cannot handle blame or criticism. By shifting into the victim role, they immediately deflect any responsibility for their actions. Instead of addressing the issue you brought up, they make the conversation about their supposed pain. The focus instantly moves from their behavior to your alleged attack on them. Second, it allows them to gain sympathy and control. A victim is seen as powerless and deserving of support. This posture lets the narcissist rally people to their side, isolating you and making you look like the aggressor. They get what they crave most, attention and validation, all while controlling the narrative. And finally, playing the victim lets them rewrite reality without a direct confrontation. They don't have to argue facts or logic, they just have to sell their story of being wronged. This emotional performance is far more powerful than any debate because it bypasses reason and targets your feelings directly. Now, let's get into the specific language they use. These phrases are designed to sound like genuine expressions of hurt, but they are actually carefully crafted manipulation tools. One of the most common is, "After everything I've done for you." This phrase is designed to induce instant guilt. It reframes your valid concern as an act of deep betrayal and ingratitude, making you feel indebted and selfish for even speaking up. Another classic is, "Everyone always turns against me," or "I can't believe you're doing this to me too." This creates a narrative of perpetual victimhood, suggesting they are a magnet for unfair treatment. It has a way to make you feel sorry for them and question whether you read just another person who is misunderstanding and abandoning them. And then there's the direct emotional shutdown. "You're re-hurting me by bringing this up." This is a masterful move. It completely invalidates your feelings and positions you as the source of their pain. Suddenly, your attempt to resolve a conflict is twisted into an act of aggression. You came looking for understanding, and you walked away feeling like you were the one who caused harm. This is not an accident. It's a textbook tactic to silence you. The reason these phrases are so effective is because of how they manipulate your emotions. When you're dealing with someone playing the victim, you are plunged into a whirlpool of guilt, confusion, and self-doubt. The guilt comes from your own empathy. You're a caring person, so when someone claims you've hurt them, your natural instinct is to feel bad and try to make it right. Narcissists know this, and they weaponize your empathy against you. Your compassion becomes the tool they use to control you. Then comes the confusion. The conversation gets turned completely upside down. You started with a clear point, but now you're defending yourself against accusations you don't even understand. They create a smokescreen of emotional chaos, and you lose sight of the original issue entirely. This leads directly to self-doubt. You start questioning yourself. Was I too harsh? Did I misunderstand? Am I the problem here? This internal questioning is exactly what they want. When you doubt your own perception, you become easier to control. The constant emotional whiplash is exhausting, leaving you tired to fight back, which is precisely the goal. So, how do you know if you're being manipulated versus having a normal, healthy conflict? There are clear behavioral red flags. In a normal conflict, both people might get upset, but there's usually a shared goal of finding a solution. In a narcissistic encounter, there is no solution seeking. The goal is to win, to assign blame, and to escape accountability. A key sign is the complete refusal to acknowledge your perspective. They won't say, "I see why you feel that way." Instead, they will immediately counter with their own story of being wronged. There's no empathy for your position, only a demand for you to empathize with theirs. Another red flag is what's called blame shifting. Whatever you accuse them of, they will find a way to make it your fault. If you say they hurt your feelings, they'll say it's because you're too sensitive. If you point out a lie, they'll say you forced them to lie, and pay close attention to the timing. They often pull the victim card the moment you try to hold them accountable. The second the spotlight is on their behavior, they flip the script. It's a defensive mechanism that activates with stunning speed. In a healthy argument, people can take a step back. With a narcissist, it's an immediate escalation into emotional drama. So, how do you respond without falling into their trap? The key is to disengage from the emotional drama they're creating. First, you must set firm emotional boundaries. Recognize that their emotional outburst is not about you, it's a tactic. Do not apologize for things you didn't do. Do not accept blame that isn't yours. Use neutral, non-emotional responses. Phrases like, "I understand that's how you see it," or "we seem to remember this differently," are powerful. These statements validate that you've heard them without agreeing with their version of reality. You are not arguing or defending yourself. You are simply stating a difference in perspective. This starves the narcissist of the emotional reaction they need. Practice emotional detachment. Visualize their words as water rolling off your back. Understand that you cannot win an argument with someone who isn't operating in reality. Your goal is not to convince them. Your goal is to protect your own peace and sanity. When you stop reacting emotionally, you take back your power. They are expecting a fight or an apology. When you offer neither, their strategy fails. It's not easy, but it's the only way to break the cycle. This brings us to a crucial point in your healing journey. Healing begins the moment you stop explaining yourself. You have spent so much energy trying to be understood, trying to make them see your side, trying to prove that your feelings are valid. But you are trying to reason with someone who has no interest in reason. They are interested in control. The need to explain yourself comes from the hope that if they just understood, they would change. But that's not how this works. By constantly explaining, you are staying in the game, a game that is rigged against you. When you let go of the need to be validated by them, you start to find validation within yourself. You learn to trust your own perception, your own feelings, and your own reality. This is not about being cold or uncaring. It's about self-preservation. It's about recognizing that your emotional energy is a precious resource and it should not be spent on a black hole of manipulation. True freedom comes from realizing you don't need their approval or understanding to know your own truth. You are the only one who needs to believe you. That is where your power lies. If this video described someone in your life, you're not imagining it. You're not crazy and you're not alone. Awareness is the first and most powerful step toward freedom. Recognizing the pattern is what breaks its hold over you. Thank you for watching. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more insights to help you reclaim your clarity and peace.